this coming Wednesday, February 16th, will be 6 months that I've been out of prison. So when I talk about my future plans or my hopes and my dreams, it's within the context of recognizing that I don't really know the timeline. Because I thought I was going to get straight out and go straight to grad school and go straight towards working for licensure. And then I realized when I got out, I have no financial foundation. I have no social foundation. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to kind of figure things out because I've been spreading myself so thin. So I've been working because I have to do something to pay the bills. I've been trying to do the social media content because I realized that that allows me to kind of bring this message and have a platform to talk about what works and what doesn't work and the changes that we can make. And then I've also been trying to do advocacy work, going to nonprofits, speaking on boards, speaking at the subcommittee for the legislature, like doing different things where I had the opportunity to share, my experience and my perspective. But again, most of that isn't paid, and most of that is very time consuming, and trying to figure out how to balance it all out because when I get up at 5 in the morning and I don't go to bed until 10:30 at night, and I've been running all day long, and yet I haven't spent enough time with my girlfriend, or I haven't taken the time to, do the meditation or the practice or the things that kind of keep me sane, I'm really out of balance, and I need to figure that out. So that being said, my future plans include things like I would really like to go back to grad school. So I would like to work one-on-one with people. I would like to find a way to do counseling, whether it is in a traditional counseling like LPC role or as possibly like a life coach. I don't know what exactly that looks like, but working one-on-one with people, because while I was in the same program when I was a mentor, I found that working one-on-one with people was one of the most meaningful and gratifying experiences of my life, because I got to watch the experiences of people opening up or realizing their own kind of possibility and their capabilities, and that's just, there's nothing like that. The next thing would be I like programming. Like, I like the idea of having programming available for people that need it most. So not just in the context of a prison or just in the context of a mental health office, but the life skills, the DBT skills, the emotional regulation skills, the communication skills, they could benefit everybody, whether that's in schools or juvenile detention facilities or adult classes, just as we have adult education classes. Essentially trying to figure out ways that we can provide people with the life skills that they need to live successful, manageable, healthy lives. Because oftentimes we'll focus on Algebra 2 or we'll focus on some kind of remedial education, and we won't work on the basic things. And I say that because I needed these skills. I had no idea how to do them, and that was part of the path that led me to prison. And it's not the lack of these skills was an excuse, but it's an explanation of the fact that I didn't know how to cope, and I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't even know how to understand myself. So one of the results, unfortunately, was that I made a lot of bad decisions, and I took a lot of wrong turns, and I created a lot of harm. So my hope for providing this education is that people can better understand themselves, better understand their options, and then move forward in life with as little harm created as possible. And the third thing that I want to do is have the opportunity to continue to share my story and highlight other people's stories. So whether it's a podcast, whether it's speaking, whether it's whatever, I feel like the story of hope that, I was in the most hopeless place possible when I got locked up. I was in the most hopeless place possible when I got sentenced to 32 years. I didn't feel like there was a way forward, but there was. Like, I had to realize it. I had to have other people realize it. So if I can help one other person realize that there is a way forward, that there is a future, that it will be difficult, it will be challenging, it'll be frustrating, but that there is a way to move forward, again, I'm hoping to kind of flip that light switch of hope in somebody. If we can, again, give people a sense of hope or a sense of agency or a sense of opportunity in future, we can change lives, because often it's this sense of hopelessness that leads people to prison. It's a sense of hopelessness that leads people to take their own lives. It's a sense of hopelessness that leads people to kind of abandon their families or abandon their friends or abandon themselves because they don't believe that it's possible. So we can just give people the audacity of hope, the opportunity to believe in themselves and believe in a better future. I think we can make a lot of changes. Now, what that looks like, I don't know. Does that mean that I run for office, as absurd as that is, because people keep telling me to do that on social media? I mean, I think it's a crazy idea, but who knows? Maybe that's something that I could do. Does it mean that I, like I said, do a speaking tour? Does it mean that I, just do a podcast that's, hopefully gets a broader audience? I don't know. But the idea is that I want to find a way to use my lived experience and the mistakes that I made to help other people. Obviously I want to be able to provide, for myself and for my family and have, some basic standard of living. But if I can find a way to contribute to the communities and to the people that need it most, I think that I can have a bigger impact than if I do the kind of selfish, self-centered living that I was doing before. Because unfortunately, that was miserable. And I thought it was all about if I could get more, if I could have more, if I could do this, I'd be more satisfied. But the truth is, I just made myself more and more miserable, because the more kind of I collected into myself, or the higher I got, or the more money I got, or whatever it was, the more alone and miserable and lost I felt. So my goal is really to figure out a way to connect and contribute to the people in the communities around me, and hopefully by doing so, find a greater sense of meaning and purpose, connection, and happiness.